Today we are getting our last batch of broiler chickens for the year, but first
I'm going to see the pot in the greenhouse.
There's some blood here on top of the dog crate. And over here too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Everyone is accounted for. There's 14 in here, but there's one that doesn't look right. This one right here. Not seeing any injury or blood on it. This one is definitely lethargic and not acting right like the others. But I'm not seeing a source of the blood. Are you okay? What's going on here? Can you walk around?
We can.
No blood on my hands. Everyone else that's outside the dog crate is running around, pecking the ground and scratching and behaving like they ought to. And then we have these guys in here. I'm not really quite sure what's going on with them in there. I can't really quite see if one of them might be injured.
So good at this.
Well, I got all but these two out. I just cannot reach them. It doesn't look like there are any injuries, which makes me think that perhaps the lethargic pullet has some kind of internal problem, and the blood's coming out in the manure. I put her in here and closed the door so the others won't peck her to death, but she still has the two in there for companionship, I guess. It doesn't look good for her. I'm no veterinarian, but I don't think she's gonna make it. Little Buddy and I are gonna go let the other chickens out of their tractor, get the sheep fed and all that, and then we're gonna come back and see if we can get one of those small waterers we have in there for them. Are they wet?
A little.
A little bit?
Yes. There's nothing.
The last two pullets came on out. We have the waterer in there, there's feed in there. She's not interested in either of those, obviously, but it'd be wrong if I didn't have it in there for her. So, and she's not interested in companionship either at this point, and besides, she's in the same greenhouse with them, so that's not really a big deal. All we can do for her is just wait and see what happens. Regarding the chickens tearing up the plastic, they have been pecking at the plastic because what I'm seeing is a bug will land on the outside and they'll start pecking at it trying to get the bug, and they're pecking at the little droplets of water that are on the outside. Of course, those efforts are fruitless, so I am going to move forward with putting up a barrier. So it's time for us to go get that taken care of. I made some progress with the hardware cloth getting that out. Let me show you. So I put up a wood sticker. On this side I started using screws, but the screws I had weren't quite long enough, so they're not really getting much traction in there. So I came back with the brad nailer and did that. This one over there, however, ripped off before I got the brad nailer on there, so I'm gonna have to address that at a later time. I stapled the hardware cloth to each of the stickers. Here I have it stapled to the door frame. So this corner secure, back there by the window secure, goes all the way across to this corner, all the way up to here, and then here's where I ran out of hardware cloth. I did get some on the left side of the door over here to cover this corner. Since the chickens tend to bunch up in the corners, I figured that was my highest priority in getting the corner secured. So I got all the corners done. I didn't have quite enough hardware cloth to take it all the way to the end. This one little spot in the corner here where I didn't get, I put the waterer there to try to keep them off of it a little bit. We're really late leaving to go get the broiler chickens. We were supposed to do that probably about an hour ago or so. So this gap here behind me that I missed, I'm gonna have to address that probably tomorrow. As for this one, there's no improvement. In fact, she seems even more catatonic now. When we went to the hardware store earlier to get the hardware cloth, I also got this stuff here, which I can, it's a plastic mesh that I can attach to the electric fence. The openings on it are only 1 inch, so the pullets will not go through it. If we get some nice weather coming soon, I can attach this and then let the pullets out of the greenhouse, and they're not gonna go through the fence. You ready to go get the broilers?
Yes.
All right, little buddy, we're here.
Don't go too fast down here.
Hey.
Hey Rob, how's it going?
All right.
You wearing contact lenses now?
There's too much steam for my glasses.
Oh, okay.
It's too wet out here.
Don't crash it. 2 hands, buddy. There you go. So you did Freedom Rangers this time around. Normally you do the Cornish cross. Why'd you switch to Freedom Ranger?
They're a little bit hardier, so I wanted to try them, and this being towards the end of the year, they're experiencing weather extremes that it might be better to have a hardier bird.
Exactly. Cold and constant rain.
They were also the only option I found where the brood stock for the chicks was fed non-GMO food exclusively. So I wanted to see if there would be any possible difference between the other birds I've already done.
What was the hatchery?
Freedom Ranger Hatchery.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This was your first time doing the Freedom Rangers, right?
This is my second time
Second
Freedom
time.
Rangers.
Okay.
I did them again, or before in 2014, one of my first batches.
And how do you feel about this batch compared to the Cornish crosses that you've done this year?
They've turned out really nice. They are longer, lankier looking birds, but the weight's coming in right around the same weight.
Pretty comparable.
Right.
And
They're about 2 weeks older, I think. So
okay.
that might improve the flavor even.
The Cornish cross, how many weeks were you normally
I was taking
slaughtering
those
at?
to about 9 weeks.
9, so these are 11?
I think so.
11-ish.
Sure. Yeah.
Gotcha.
12.
And how about mortality compared to the Cornish cross?
I haven't had any issues except for like 1 on the second day or something, or 2 on the second day. Where
So-
they were weak chicks to start with,
Right.
and just didn't make it. Which
So-
is kind of a typical spot to lose birds. But then since then, they've been healthy and hardy, and
So they're living up to their hardiness
Yes.
that there's... Got it. Okay.
they've been enjoying the pasture. The dark red ones are production red layers,
Okay. And they're just mixed in there
mixed
with...
mixed together, right? And then the lighter color ones are the Freedom Rangers.
Okay, so that's the Ranger, and that's a... Is it Rhode Island red?
Production red.
Production
they're
red,
across
okay.
from Rhode Island, I believe.
Okay. Got it. You got a lot more layers in this one, too.
Yeah, they all decided to hide over here.
Go see the lamb.
Is this fence on?
No, it's not on. Hello. These are Targhee sheep.
But all the other sheep, they're scared of us kids.
Come on.
Maybe if you each get a handle, it'll go better.
You can have that one now. Push.
Push together.
Don't pull. Push. Don't push.
There you go. You got it. All right.
Little buddy loves hay. He loves sitting on it, playing in it, throwing it. Just loves hay. And now he's found this.
See, it's dark. No, all you gotta do is crawl down low and go.
Now you got a flashlight, you can get in there.
See? Now I'll do this.
It should be popping out of here in just a second.
There you go. Come on.
It's our supply of chicken for the winter. For 2 days in a row, you're leaving a farm soaking wet.
Yes.
Except that instead of mud, this time you're covered in bits of hay.
Yes.
Just back from getting the pastured poultry. I talked to the chicken breeder on the phone while we were en route, and he said that he lost 3 pullets in his brooder this morning. Sorry, the rain was too much. So the breeder, John Shepard, said he had 3 dead pullets in the brooder this morning. That's something that's never happened to him. He said that there were a couple other groups that came before we did yesterday to get chickens. It's possible that these groups that came in before us brought in some kind of germ and got the other chickens sick, or it could have been us. But I did just check on the pullet. She is dead. I gloved up and took the dog crate out, and it's sitting on the outside of the greenhouse but still within inside the electric fence area. The good news is though, all the other pullets look very active, healthy, no one looks lethargic, so I'm hoping this is an isolated situation. Our first death on the homestead.